Geno's Picks is filmed in front of a colored studio audience.
Play action fakes into pass end zone. Yes, touchdown.
Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. Bit of a hiccup with our 2-2 week last week to bring Daddy to 21-18-2 on the year with the videos, but throwing that Thursday night squeaker, it's 3-2, 28-24-2 on the year, which has Daddy at 54% any way you slice it. But we've been hot the past 3 weeks, 8-4, 67%. So let's stay hot with these 4 picks. You ready? Let's dance. The Lions are laying 3 to the Bears in Chicago. You would think it's the Lions who have to worry about a hostile Soldier Field crowd. But I think the recipient of the most hostility Sunday in Chicago will be Bears head coach John Fox. See, the Bears have their man at quarterback in Mitch Trubisky, but they're ready to move on from Fox, who last week set an all-time low in coaching to leave. Did you see this? When he challenged a play in which running back Benny Cunningham took a pass from Mitch, ran it 23 yards upfield before he was ruled down at the 2-yard line, just as he stretched the ball into the pylon. Well, Fox challenged the call, arguing the refs missed the fact that his knee wasn't down before the ball hit the pylon, which is part of the end zone. And Fox was right. Turns out the refs missed a ton of stuff, like the fact that he didn't have possession of the ball when it hit the pylon and his knee wasn't down, meaning the Packers got the ball at the 20. Oh, and you thought Louis C.K. was the only one who had the most questionable calls with bobbled balls this week. Hey, at least CK and the Bears coaching staff had something in common. After that call, everyone was staring at those jerks asking, is this really happening? Anyway, the Bears went on to lose by that 7 points, which is why the Bears fans all over Twitter in the past week have changed their avatar to get this, the Firefox logo. See how clever that is? Funny thing is, maybe those Bears fans should be using Firefox to browse Mitch Trubisky's stats, which show he has 2 and 3 and 5 starts with just 3 TD passes and 2 picks in his those games, and has never thrown more than 1 TD in a game, with his team averaging just 50 points in his last 3 starts. Good luck holding the Lions to 14, considering the NFL's 6th highest scoring offense comes into the game averaging 28 points, which, if you do the math, is twice as much for those of you who will be doing something the Bears won't be doing Sunday, scoring at home. Ha ha! Take the Lions, lay the 3 at Soldier Field. Why does it taste so good? Oh, because it's... the Los Angeles Rams are getting 2 from the Vikings in Minnesota. Hey, here's a fun fact. Well, not so fun for Case Keenum, as it was just over a year ago that he lost his job to the 2016 overall pick, number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff, under the last remnants of a Jeff Fisher offense that not only made us think Goff was a bust, but that Todd Gurley, who's MVP right now, was overrated because Fisher was a defensive coordinator and terrible head coach. If his offensive schemes were any easier to read, they would need to change his name to Jeff Fisher Price. Come on. I mean, come on. Okay, I'm back. And her new head coach, 31-year-old Sean McVay, who just 1 year after coming into the fold, and even more incredibly, just 31 years after his dad came into some folds. I mean, come on. Really? Okay. Has gone to Los Angeles, and you ready for this? Turned the lowest scoring team in 2016, averaging 14 points a game, to the highest scoring team in the league this year, who now averages about 33. Wow. The last time any 30-year-old in the NFL was responsible for that dramatic a swing, Ray Rice was on an elevator on the other side of the country. And just like Rice, the people around him have been absolutely floored by the results. Should we do one more? Okay. Of course, that's not fair, because unlike Janae Rice, McVay is pushing all the right buttons. This is so much fun. All right, look, here's the other thing. We may never know what Case Keenum could have done in that offense, but we have seen what he has done in Minnesota. Played like an excellent backup, doing what he needs to do when he knows the team, he's currently the team's best option, but he doesn't know that anymore, and it will show in his play. Take the Rams and lay that deuce. My next pick, I don't care. Take the Rams. Are they giving 2? You think I care? Watch this. I'm gonna take 2. It's real boost. The Eagles. Oh my God, you ready? I'm proud of this. My next pick, the Eagles are giving 4 to the Cowboys in Dallas. Mercifully, it ended earlier this week, after, just as we predicted last week, Ezekiel Elliott was suspended. Not only was that upheld, but on Wednesday, Ezekiel pulled his 137th appeal of that suspension. So what does that mean? He'll be back for the Christmas Eve game against Seattle, and until then, the Cowboys will be starting, for some ridiculous reason, Alfred Morris at running back, while Darren McFadden, who led the team in rushing with over 1,000 yards and averaged 4.6 yards per carry in 2015, sits and watches from third on the depth chart. I don't get that. I would say maybe Alfred Morris is a better blocker, but it sure doesn't look like it. Last Sunday when Dak Prescott was attacked by so many Falcons, it looked less like an NFL game and more like a Hitchcock film. Sit down, Garrett. I know Hitchcock is also the name of your favorite piggyback move. Hitchcock. All right. Anyway, you're not just going to need better blockers this week, Dallas fans. You're going to need beta blockers to relieve the stress of watching more birds feast on your cowpokes. The Eagles are the best team in the NFL, and while I think it's hard to win on the road, especially in this rivalry, and the simple fact is you're just not going to get the best running back in football. Because here's the thing, Dallas is using an RBC, or running back by committee, where the best man for the job, Darren McFadden, has been pushed back in favor of Alfred Morris because of the success he had years ago in Washington. That's not running back by RBC. That's running back by DNC. Boom! Politics! And just like Hillary, Morris will drop the ball when you need him to handle it the most. You like that pick? Take Philly, lay the 4. That's political stuff. Ready? Which brings me, is it anticlimactic, to your double your money Monday night bet. The Seahawks are giving 2.5 to the Falcons in Seattle. Here's something you may never have known, Talib. The Seahawk is not a real bird. Nope. While there are a variety of hawks that fly over the sea, the closest equivalent to the Seahawk is a sea eagle called the osprey. And while the Seahawk player is becoming a genuine endangered species after last Thursday night's game, in which 7 players went out of the game, one of them being Richard Sherman for the year with a torn Achilles, there's good news for Seattle's fans, because the Falcons will be playing with their Achilles heel, Steve Sarkisian. See? I can be clever. And if you think he turned a corner in that blowout win over the Falcons, you couldn't be more wrong, because the Falcons are a team that are built to play with a lead like that. Because just like Louis C.K., you will never see the Falcons coming from behind. Had to take it twice. Take the Seahawks, lay the 2.5. Those are Geno's picks. You ready to leave?